Now, let me give you a short outline of what's going to happen. I am going to teach you not exactly the words, but I'm going to teach you how to remember words for trees in English. And we will use a very nice technique, a kind of a brain gym. I'm going to show you how to make these words, these translations, a bit more memorable. Okay, very good. And we will also, by the end of the show, talk about 4 popular tree idioms. So I hope you have lots of fun. By the way, I'm not an expert on trees, okay? I am not a biologist. I would like to know something more about trees, but I'm a city boy, maybe like some of you, but you know, even in cities there are trees around. Okay, I have a question from Magda. You are asking about the voice or a voice in the background. Well, maybe this voice is just me. Okay, you're just checking. Very good. Right, so let's move on. So that's a starting question. What's a tree? Isn't that obvious? Well, yes and no, because if you think about a plant like this, is it a tree? No, it's a shrub, you know. It's a shrub. Not every plant which looks like this is a tree. According to biological definitions, a tree is a plant which has more than 6 meters, right? More than 6 meters high. So this is definitely a tree. Every tree has roots, of course, and we'll go up and up and up, and I'll briefly describe you the parts of trees. Maybe some of you will know it, some of you may learn something. So the part of the tree which is very thick and well, it's the main part of the tree is called trunk, okay, and this layer outside this, we could call it a skin of the tree, is called bark. You may know this word in a different context. It's a different meaning of bark. It's what the dog does, you know, woof, woof, woof. This is also barking, but it has nothing to do with this word. Okay, so that's bark, the skin of the tree. Every tree has, of course, branches, but maybe you know this word, but not everybody knows that those little branches, you know, the ones that are, you know, very small, they are called twigs. Twigs, those little mini branches. These are twigs. So on every branch there are, of course, leaves. Well, this is very obvious, but do you know that some of the trees have needles and other trees have broadleaves? Okay, so that's the biological name for this kind of leaf, right? It's broadleaf. And actually we have broadleaf forests and deciduous forests, you know, the ones in which we trees which have that type of a leaf. So broadleaf forests, deciduous forests. We also have conifers, right? So a different type of forest and of a tree. So we've got coniferous forests, and these are conifers, of course. Now, every conifer tree has cones. So these words might be related, of course, but enough biology, enough of this theory. Let's get down to some very nice part of this show. We'll try to learn names of these now. Very good. We will start with a very popular one. This tree has many fans, actually. By the way, are there any tree huggers among you? So use the chat box. We will check if you can hear me as well. So can you suggest what the name of this tree is? You can use Polish or English. We'll we'll have this one for starters. Very good, Kinga. You have you and Eva and Marcin. You passed the biology test. Very good. Now and Václav, of course, as well, and Marcin. Now the name of that tree in English is birch. Okay. Now I will show you how to remember this name in a very effective way. So if you look at the letters in the word birch, there is a B and there is an R. And don't you think that we have the same letters in the Polish word for that tree? B and R are also in brzoza, right? So that's a very clever way of, you know, making your brain remember that brzoza is also a word which has these two letters. Now let's take a look at the leaves of that tree. Okay. Take a good look, because in 15 minutes time we will have a little test. I'll show you some leaves and you will have to guess what kind of tree that is. So what's the name of that tree in English now? Okay, anybody remembers? BR in its name. Please give me your answers in the chat. Eva, excellent. That is birch. And Katarzyna, well done as well. Okay, that is a birch. Okay, so we've broken the ice, so we can move on to the next tree, to the next level. Okay, what do you think of this tree? What could it be? In English, this tree has a name. It's called alder. It's a very strong tree. It has very strong branches. What I would like you to do is I would like you to think about the first two letters and the sound they produce in English. Ol, right? Older, older. A bit like the adjective, older, younger, you know, older. And very good, Hania, very good. Now, the Polish name also starts with an ol, right? It's Olszyna or Olha, right? Very good. So we had AL and OL, but the sound was ol. These are the leaves of that tree. Now, what about the English name? Please use the chat, and I would like to see some new people giving their answers. Olszyna, so this is going to be very good, Eva and Katarzyna and Joanna and Carolina. This is going to be, and Magda, of course. This is going to be older. So you've got it. Excellent. Let's move on. Tree number 3. What is it going to be? Oh, it's one of those popular trees which you can find in the Bieszczady Mountains, right? These are beeches. Okay. Very strong trees, I think. Now, in the word beech, you might want to remember the initial letter B and CH. You know, sometimes CH is pronounced in English as K, right? So we will try to remember like B and K, which is spelled with a CH. Okay, this is going to be a, this is book, right? This is book, and can you see that? It starts with a B and it finishes with a K. Now, some of you may think that it's a crazy coincidence. There's no coincidence in those similarities between names of trees in English and in Polish. We would have to go back thousands of years to the time when there was no Polish, no English, no Bulgarian. There was just one language, which was called Proto-Indo-European. And the people who used that language, they lived in an area, maybe in an area like this one, which you can see in the screen, where there were lots of beeches, lots of birches, and some other trees as well. And you see, the names traveled with them to their new homelands, to their new languages, but some parts of these names remained the same. So this is why we have so many letters in common, actually, also in this name. So let's have a look at the leaves of that tree. So it's a book, and in English, so it's going to start with a B, very good, and it's going to have the CH. This is a beach. Very good. Good answers, everyone. Okay, number 4. What's behind number 4? Right, one of the most popular trees in Poland. 3 letters in English and in Polish. That's an oak. This is not a coincidence, too, I think, that the name oak is a bit like dome, right? So we will be looking at the middle A. Right, it's the same thing here and here. Okay, that's not very difficult. These are the leaves of that tree, of course. So, oops. I wanted to ask you a question, but just by mistake clicked further and given you the name. I hope you don't mind. Not being given a puzzle this time. So just remember, this is an oak. And I will try to slow down. Fine. Tree number 5. Tree number 5 is a very popular tree in parks. And what do you think it is? It gives those brownish fruit, brownish or greenish with thorns. Of course, it's chestnut. And, you know, the story is just the same, I think. CH, STN, these letters will be repeated in the Polish translation, because this is going to be K, A, Szt, An, right? Kasztan, right? Kasztan, or kasztanowiec, actually. Kasztanowiec or chestnut tree. So everybody knows those leaves, very characteristic shape. So what's the name of that tree in English? Okay, it started with K, Ch, S, T, N. It's chestnut or chestnut tree. Excellent. Very good. Hania, Eva, Magdalena, Janna, Kasia. Very good. That's a chestnut. Okay, we'll have 2 more trees and then we'll have a short break to test your memory. So here goes tree number 6. Tree number 6, right, has very characteristic leaves actually, and it's called maple. Maybe you know it from food products such as maple syrup, or the Canadian flag maybe, and the way you can try to remember its name in Polish, or maybe the English name, you know, in reverse, is the letter L, because we also have it in Polish. So maple, and we have klon, right? Exactly. The leaves of that tree, very well known to everybody, I guess. So we know that the letter L will be in the name of the tree in English. So what's the name of that tree in English? Use the chat, people. Very good. It is maple. Maple. Very nice. Oh, the L is there. Excellent. Excellent job. And the last tree before this short break I announced will be this one of my favorite trees, actually. It's because I like the wood of that tree very much. I like carving in this wood. It smells beautifully and it's extremely soft, and if you carve it with your knife, it just, you know, feels like butter, you know. It's like if you were peeling apple. And it's got very nice bark. I love that tree. In English it's called linden or lime. Funny, because the Polish name also starts with Li. Can you guess what tree is that? Okay, what tree starts with Li? Of course, Joanna, it's Lipa. And Agnieszka and Kasia, very good. So Lipa, okay, Li. The English name, actually there are 2 names in use, will also start with Li. This tree has very, very nice characteristic heart-shaped leaves, so you can You can tell it from other trees instantly, just like chestnut or maple. So what's the name of that tree in English? L-I? There were two names, but you don't have to remember two. It's fine if you just remember one. Lime, very good. Linden, linden. Yeah, that's linden. But you can say lime. It's just the same. Two names are in use. Okay, very good. So time for a short break, and that's my question to you. Take a few seconds and try to recall all the names of trees that we've had so far. Okay, there should be something like 7 of them. And to write all of these names in the chat, as many as you can remember. If you remember only 5, fine. If you remember only 3, it's okay. Treat it as your kind of memory test. Okay, so please use the chat box and write in the chat box as many names of trees that we've discussed so far as you can remember. Okay, don't write the number, write the names of the trees. Janna, that is great, but there's a little spelling mistake in maple, but it's fine because, you know, that's how we use keyboards nowadays. You know, we make lots of typos, so don't worry about it. Wacław, very good. Eva, excellent. Karolina, Hania, Danuta, Katarzyna, Asia, Kinga, Alexandra, thank you for your contribution. I'm going to show you this list now. Okay, so yes, many of you were very, very much correct. Okay, this means we can move on. And I promise we will have also some coniferous trees in a moment. Okay, tree number 8. What is it? It's a tree which you can find, you know, in parks, on the streets, and it's a very popular tree. But the name of the tree, not everybody knows that it's called ash. You know, the ash tree. Now, I'm particularly interested in this sound, sh, 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 because it's the same sound we have in the Polish name of that tree, sh. Can you guess what name it is? Sh. It's Jesion, right? Okay. I know it sounds a bit, you know, funny, but yes, that's how you can remember, you know, the name of the tree. So you say, oh, it's Jesion. What's the name in English again? Ash. Okay. Fine. So these are the leaves of that tree. So what's the name of that tree? The sh, that's going to be ash. Very good. Ashes to ashes. But kids, don't burn the trees, right? Trees are good. Trees are friends of ours. You know, trees give us lots of good things like, you know, medicines and food products. Trees are really cool. Okay, so that's Jesion. And in English, it's ash. Okay, tree number 9. Tree number 9. I think it's a very dangerous tree, you know. This tree can kill people in 5 seconds because as it gets older, it becomes empty inside, right? So, you know, one moment and you are meeting the maker. So be careful. Don't sit under this tree unless you are really sure that it's a safe tree. In English, it is called poplar. And funny, because all those 4 letters are in the Polish name as well. Can you guess what tree it is? Poplar? Very good. Very good, Joanna and Karina and Neva and Katarzyna. This is topola. So, well, it's, you know, it's so easy, right? O-P-L-A, topola, poplar, right. These are the leaves of the tree. They look pretty innocent, but the tree is dangerous. So what's the name of the tree again? Use the letters. P-L-A-O. Yeah, oh, right. It's not popular. It's a popular tree, but its name is poplar. Very good. Very good, people. Okay, so many deciduous trees. I'm looking forward to some coniferous ones. Are we going to have one now? Not yet. Okay, but this tree is also very important, especially to those of you who like the Masovian landscape, right? The Masovian landscape is scattered with these trees. These are willows. Okay, if you don't remember the English name, try to think of of the form of that word. Don't these W's and L's and the I remind you of the branches of the tree, you know? Aha! Because willow looks like willow, actually. And of course in Polish we have also a word which starts with WI. Okay, so willow and this one. Very good. I don't have any photographs of the leaves of the tree, but I hope you can appreciate the Masovian landscape again. Right. So what's the name of that tree in English? It starts with W-I. This is going to be a willow. There are lots of W's, lots of L's, and one I. Very good. Okay, I want those coniferous trees. Are we going to have one now? Yes. Fine. So when Christmas time arrives, it's always a big problem for me. You know, when I'm on the Christmas tree hunt and I go to the market, you know, to buy Christmas tree, I always forget the names. But I haven't bought a tree in England yet, a Christmas tree in England. But if you do, if this happens to you and you want to buy that tree, you will know that it is called fir. Okay, it is called fir. And how to remember the Polish name? By the way, do you know what's it's called in Polish? Please use the chat. Oh, it's maybe it's a wrong picture. Joanna, Wacław, and Danuta. But no, Danuta actually has given me the word I had in mind. It's Jodła, right? Think about this. This word, fir, if you turn the initial F upside down and twist it to the left, doesn't it look a bit like J in Jodła? Do you know what I mean? I'll go back. You know, you take the F, you turn it upside down, you twist it to the left, and you have a J. So it's Jodła. So you can do the same the other way around. Okay, you have a Jodła a branch with some needles. So what's the name of that tree in English? You twist the J upside down. You you move it up a bit, and then you just it's fir. It becomes a fir. So yeah, your brain likes such associations. So so it's saying thank you. You've given me a new association. I'm very grateful. Okay, tree number 12, another coniferous tree. Well, it's my favorite one because of the smell, but when it sheds needles, everybody's a bit angry at home, right? But the smell is excellent. Of course, it's a pine. It's a pine tree, and okay, there is a letter in this word, which we have also in the Polish one, because it's Sosna, right? Yes, the N is there. I don't know if by accident or maybe not, but the N is there. So Sosna, the N, and have a look at those needles. Don't they look a bit like eyes with the dot above? So we also need an I. So we have an I and an N. It's going to be, there are no answers on the chat. Thank you very much. It's a pine. Right, thank you. Okay, so we have a pine. Now, speaking of coincidences, that's the last tree, so it makes me a bit sad that we'll soon have to finish, but I've got this great story for you now. Well, this tree, its name has an amazing history. Did you know that it was very popular in the northern part of Poland, but also the Kaliningrad area and Masurian lakes. The place which some ago was called Prussia. Okay, so the name of that tree is spruce. Now, listen to that again. Spruce. Spruce. There is no coincidence in the way it sounds and in the way it sounds in Polish. Spruce. If you look it up in the Cambridge or Oxford Dictionary, you will find the etymology which says that the name of the tree is related to the place where it was very popular, which was Prussia. So spruce, right? Just spruce from Prussia. Okay, the Polish name has an S and it has an R, and of course it's Świerk. I hope it is Świerk. As I said, I'm not a biologist. I just found this photograph somewhere in the internet. So SR and spruce from Prussia. So I think it's just pure formality now. If you give your answer to my question, what's Świerk in English? Of course, spruce. Very good. It's spruce. Great. So, time for a short test. Now, in this test, we'll have some fun, Yes, because, I'm not a biologist. I'm just a humble English teacher. And I want to play a game with you. I want to show you some leaves, some of which I would not be able to decode myself, I guess. But I will do it anyway. And I will ask you what the name of the tree is. So let's start with this tree, with this leaf, actually. We'll have 5 or 6, so don't worry. This is not going to be long. Very good, Václav. These are birch leaves. Václav and Magda and Eva. Excellent. Wow. It's so impressive. You remember the name of the tree. That's, of course, Prosa, and in English it's called birch. So that's what we're going to do in the next 5 slides. What about this tree? You remember I told you it has very strong branches, and I think in Polish it's called olszyna, but in English, very good, Hania, it's an alder. Excellent. Alder. Now, this could be difficult, but maybe you recognize the shape of that leaf. In Polish, it's bóg. Okay, very good. Václav, Joanna. Have you graduated from biology or dendrology? Yes. What about the English name? It's beech. So maybe this method works. Very good. I've got lots of positive answers. Okay, that is too easy, I guess. What's the name of that tree? It's an oak, of course. Oak and dome. It cannot be a coincidence that the same sound is in both names. Very good. Oh, this is too easy, I guess. What's this? It's a chestnut, Joanna. Yeah, you are the first. Very good. It's a chestnut. And the Canadian symbol turned upside down. In Polish, it's kl. Oh, in English we have maple. Very good. So it's maple. No, it's not an ash. And mind your spelling. This is not a German class, Danusha. Very good. But maybe we'll have this tree in a moment. Is this an ash?
No, the heart-shaped leaves make me think of my favorite tree, which is linden or lime. Very good. You remember. Very nice. Oh, there's a great linden honey, right? And you can have some juice or something, tea, yeah. So trees are big friends of ours. Save the trees, people. Linden and lime. Excellent. And finally, what does this look like? Yes, I think it is finally the the sh tree, which is ash. Okay. Anything else? No. It's over. You've passed the test. I'm so grateful, but it's not the end. I have 4 more pieces of information for you. 4 idioms that are related to the subject, but fortunately they don't carry any tree names in them. So we're going to talk about idioms. 4 idioms, 4 very popular idioms that are used, on a daily basis, on TV shows, in conversations. Idioms. Okay, the first one goes like this. Jobs, money, handsome men don't grow on trees. What could this mean? Well, it probably means that these things are available, but in very low quantities. Okay, so jobs, or good jobs, don't grow on trees. English teachers don't grow on trees. Especially in January when they're all busy. Okay, very good. Now, the second idiom I am very fond of is this. I just have to move my window a little to see the beginning of the sentence. You're barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree. How do you use it? Well, imagine a situation. I am talking to a friend and she accuses me of, I don't know, not remembering to do something at the office, right? Sending an email to the wrong person or not sending the report. And I'm not guilty. I had nothing to do with it. And I'm saying, hey, you're barking up the wrong tree. Why don't you ask Adam, right? You're barking up the wrong tree. So you are accusing me, but I'm not guilty. Right? You're barking up the wrong tree. Of course, barking in here has nothing to do with the part of the tree which is called bark. It has to do with dogs, right? Dogs bark, oof, oof, oof. So imagine a dog jumping around a tree trunk, barking, a mad dog, and you are this tree. You're barking up the wrong tree. Okay, so that was the second one. What was the first one? Something doesn't grow on trees. With this one, you might want to imagine a tree, and instead of leaves, there are dollar bills. Money doesn't grow on trees. That's the image you might want to have. Okay, a mad dog jumping around the tree, and you are the tree. Okay, idiom number 3 goes like this. It's just that you can't see the wood for the trees. When we say something like this to someone, what we mean is that this person focuses on details only and doesn't see the big picture. Sometimes we are in such a situation that we are so focused on the details that we cannot see the big picture. We cannot see wood for the trees. Okay, so imagine yourself standing in the middle of the wood. You see only trees, but you don't see the forest. Is it big? Is it small? Well, we don't know because we're inside it. Okay, and the fourth idiom, actually it's a phrase, I guess. It's a phrase which is very close to the Polish one, odstukać w niemal. Right? Touch wood, knock on wood. Of course, we say this also in English when we don't want to, to have a kind of a jinx, when we wish someone good luck, but we we want to be just for sure that, this is going to happen. Touch wood, knock on wood. So I guess the picture you have in your minds now is very clear. So let's do this. You see this picture. Which of those idioms comes to your mind? We stand in the middle of a forest. We can see lots of pine trees, I think, but we cannot see the big picture. Can some of you try to? Very good, Tomasz. You can't see the wood for the trees. Excellent. Very good. Okay, the second idiom. I guess this is the Oval Office, and I guess they are thinking about Hillary Clinton. They are wishing her good luck, and they are saying, okay, Hillary, go, go, go. I hope you win. Touch wood or knock on wood. Very good. Excellent answers. Thank you very much. Okay, what about this one? We have a tree and the dollar bills, and this probably makes you think of dollars or money not growing on trees. Very good. Money doesn't grow on trees. Just like handsome men or English teachers in January. Okay. And what about this one? There's no tree, but there's a dog. What does the dog do? Oof, oof, oof. The dog. Well, actually, yes. You're woofing at me, but I'm not guilty. You are barking up the wrong tree. Excellent. So I guess that's it, right? We've exhausted the names of trees and those 4 idioms, and you've been very kind. You've been very patient. And you've been very good students, I guess, because you passed all the tests. So maybe now you're just a tiny bit richer, linguistically speaking. Those 13 names of trees plus 4 idioms, that's 17 items. Congratulations. And now I'd like to encourage you to do a little follow-up activity. When you're on your own, maybe at the weekend, you're walking in the park, or I don't know, you're in the countryside, or maybe even, if you look outside your office window, have a look at that tree. Have a look at the leaves. Try to guess the Polish name. Try to remember the name in English. Thank you very much. If you have any questions whatsoever, I will try to answer them now. And I can say that pretty soon, in a few months' time, maybe in September, I will have a second episode of The Language of Mother Nature, and it will be devoted to names of birds. So if you liked this one, make sure you subscribe. Okay, so as I said, you've been great students. Fortunately enough, there was no match today, so the attendance was very good. Have a very nice evening, and I guess Maciek wants to say something, unless I have put him to sleep with my trees and their names. Maciek, are you there?
Tak, jestem. Dzięki, Piotrze.
Okay.
I jeszcze na samo zakończenie chciałem przypomnieć Państwu o kolejnych naszych nadchodzących webinariach, czyli w poniedziałek z rosyjskiego, we wtorek z niemieckiego, to jest przyszły tydzień, a w kolejnych miesiącach to już będzie z angielskiego. Zaproszenia wyślemy Państwu na początku przyszłego miesiąca. Także to webinarium, które Państwo teraz obejrzeli, będzie niedługo wrzucone na nasz kanał YouTube'owy, więc wyślemy Państwu niedługo link z nagraniem, także taki krótki PDF ze słownictwem, gdzie będziecie mogli sobie Państwo na spokojnie to jeszcze raz powtórzyć. Nie widzę tu, nie ma żadnego konkretnego pytania do Piotra, takiego merytorycznego, więc będziemy już kończyć. Ja również dziękuję Państwu za udział w tym webinarium i zapraszamy na kolejne.